Okay, last round with your boy, and no introduction. This is going to be a very special review on a little movie called Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And this is the quintessential redneck slasher horror comedy. And this is the story about, it's going to sound very generic, but trust me, this is the story of college kids going on like a trip somewhere, and they get stranded in the hillbilly wilderness. And then you have like two serial killers on their tails. That's where this movie gets very different. And the evil in here is actually the college kids. Tucker and Dale are nowhere near hillbilly mass murderers. They're actually very normal folk who just look like serial killers. And they just go to like their vacation home that's like deep in the woods, that just like looks sketchy as all hell. And they're just having like a great vacation together. But they run into these kids, and these kids are like terrified of them. But Dale is the one that has like trouble talking with women. So so he goes up to these women and actually try to make a conversation with them. And it's actually kind of awkward and very funny as well. But they get terrified of him. But as the movie progresses, like the next 20 minutes or so, you actually see these college kids like skinny dipping, and they're like out fishing, and they notice like one of the girls like about ready to jump in with her friends. Well, Tucker like yells out, and then the girl's name is Allison. She falls into the water and becomes unconscious. And they go and save her. But the college kids think that they're going to murder her. And the movie just continues with a blossoming romance between Dale and Allison. Allison is one of the best final girls in horror comedy, in my opinion. She is very relatable, and she doesn't realize what's going on with these hillbilly murderers. She actually prefers them to her friends. So Dale starts falling for her, and she also does too. And then this is when the horror comes in. These kids try everything in their power to save their friend from these two guys. And they like literally kill themselves. Where to get started? Some of these kills are like hilarious. There's a scene where Alan Tudyk is like wielding a chainsaw, and he's like trying to cut out a stump, but he runs into like a hornet's nest, and he's just like running with this chainsaw looking like Leatherface after this guy, and he's just being attacked by hornets or bees or whatever, and one of the college kids just like runs smack dab into a tree impaling himself. I'm like, you gotta be that dumb to actually do that. And the wood chipper scene is just as hilarious, because Alan Tudyk is also chipping wood, but one of these guys just like runs headfirst into the wood chipper. I'm like, guys, this movie is hilarious, and it is a very fun horror movie. That's a comedy. But there's all sorts of slapstick in here. It's actually surprisingly gory, and it's just an all-around great time. And not to mention, you also have like 2 actors from Final Destination 3 in here, and that is Kellen Simmons and Jesse Moss. I'll go ahead and post both of these right there. You'll see Kellen Simmons is like the hot blonde, and Jesse Moss is like this frat kid who just like takes over everything, and he becomes more of like an antagonistic villain in here. The way this thing wraps up is just pure slasher third act greatness, because the cabin blows up, leaving one evil college kid alive, and he just looks like Two-Face, and he just tries to kill Allison and Tucker and Dale. But I was so happy that he got the axe in the final part. I cannot recommend this movie enough. I think it's a gateway to horror comedy. It's not really scary. It's just more hilarious. And it has a very bittersweet ending where Allison actually hooks up with Dale. I love this movie, and I think it's going to be very high on my top 50 horror movies. And don't call me blunt, I think this movie, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, come at me in the comments, this movie gets an A+. I love this movie. I can like watch it right now if I want to, but I just wanted to personally pick this movie out because it's a perfect deconstruction of the slasher genre, and I highly recommend it if you've never seen it. It's on Tubi right now, so it is free to watch. And guys, that's all I got for Tucker and Dale versus Evil. My next video are probably going to be Saw 4 and Saw 5 movie reviews. I'm going to try and watch both of those tomorrow, then pump them out as well in the review. And then maybe Wednesday I'll pick my next horror movie to talk about. And then Thursday I'll probably have like Saw 6 or something. Friday will be Haunting in Venice. and other stuff. I'll also probably be rewatching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as well. But you already have my thoughts on that. I did watch Doctor Strange today. And like I said, I'm not reviewing any MCU movies because that's just too much. And it would just take away from all of this. But rambling done. That's all I got for this video. Adios. Peace. And watch Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I implore you. You will have a fun time. Bye.